Alien Covenant, the sequel to Prometheus, kind of, but not really. But it's also the prequel to the original Aliens movies. By the way, Aliens 2, one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. I think it's a classic with Sigourney Weaver and the space military, Marines. And at the end of the movie, she comes out with that big robot and kicks the aliens' butt. I love that movie. I remember watching it as a kid. Matter of fact, my mom got pissed off because I think my babysitter took me to see that movie and I was too young for that. But either way, I didn't get scared at all. I love that movie. So anyway, let's get right to it. This movie takes place 10 years after the events of Prometheus, and it follows the ship carrying hundreds of people. It's a colonial ship taking all these people to a new planet to colonize. But there's a problem with the ship, like always. These movies always have some kind of problem with the ship. And they see another planet close by that's very similar to Earth. So they decide, you know what, our ship is having problems. Oh, and I forgot, they also get some kind of radio signal from that planet. So they decide to check it out. The movie's directed by Ridley Scott. And you know, when it's a Ridley Scott sci-fi movie, you know it's gonna look good. He knows how to make these kind of movies. It's just all the details to it, the way the ships look, the set design, everything, the aliens, everything just feels and looks right. So from the start, when I saw this movie is directed by Ridley Scott and he's making a sequel, you know I'm there. Now, what I also like about these prequels that were made that are a little bit different than the original Aliens movies is that it's not just about the aliens. Is that it's kind of like a mystery. It's kind of like a thriller. You're not sure what's going to happen because it takes place 10 years after Prometheus, and little by little, it starts to answer the mystery of what happened with Elizabeth Shaw and the android David, who in the end of the movie of Prometheus, you see them take off trying to go to the planet of the engineers. So you start to get those questions answered little by little. In this film, Michael Fassbender is back as the character David from Prometheus, but he's also back as a new android named Walter, who's kind of like an upgraded version of David. He can heal faster. He has other things that are very different from David. So this movie really, the plot and story kind of really develop from these characters, and I feel like it's more about them than it is about the aliens, which I found it interesting in a good way and also in a bad way. So let's get to the bad. I mean, I waited 5 years for this movie to come out. I didn't realize, but Prometheus came out in 2012 and we're already 2017. And I felt like Prometheus left so many questions unanswered that I couldn't wait to watch this movie because I was hoping that they would explain more about the engineers and how they were tied together with the aliens and the xenomorphs. And I feel like in this movie, they really didn't answer that much because they started going, I guess, in the route of the aliens, because I guess Prometheus didn't make as much money as they would have liked, and some fans didn't like it as much, some critics didn't like it as much. Personally, I thought it was very interesting because of, like I said, they introduced the characters of the engineers and their whole backstory behind the aliens, and I wanted to learn more. And in this movie, they kind of show a flashback of what happened to the engineers and in this planet, but it was so short that it frustrated the hell out of me because I wanted to know more. It's like they give you this tiny bit of backstory and that's pretty much it. You really don't learn about the engineers that much, and it's more about, like I said, David and it's his character and Walter, and a little bit about the aliens, but not that much. So it left me very frustrated because I don't want to wait another 5 years to learn more about the backstory and to get more of these questions answered. But overall, this is a top-notch film. I really enjoyed it, and I think Ridley Scott is a hell of a director. He does a really good job with these kinds of movies, but overall, I wish he would have done more and shown more scenes and explained more to please some of the fans of Prometheus, while also making some of the Aliens fans happy. So I wish there would have been more of a balance between those two. I was hoping this movie was going to be more of a bridge between Prometheus and the Alien series, and to me it just wasn't there. Also, the pacing at times was a little bit weird. Sometimes it slowed down a little bit too much, and I found that kind of weird for this kind of movie. But overall, I liked it. This is a solid movie. Out of 5 stars, I'm going to give this a solid 4 stars. Go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment below. Do you guys agree with me, disagree with me? Did you like Prometheus? What did you like about this movie, and what frustrated you about this movie? Leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, if you want to see more of my content, please press that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Shout out to all my subscribers out there. Thanks for watching. Peace.